I've been creating over 10 years and built a following of over 200,000 followers across the board. So I want you to grab a pen and a piece of paper, sit down and spend the next 5 to 10 minutes with me while I'm sharing the one and biggest truth about content creation. The challenge out there is that too many gurus and content creators are teaching upcoming content creators to share value. And that's not fundamentally wrong. It's a very obvious thing. However, what they do not teach you is that the insights, your personal experience, the one thing that makes it personal in the first place, the one thing that is not something you can replicate very easily, the one thing that makes you stand out is insights. They tell you to share value. Go and share value and you will grow a following. That's not how it works, and I probably already assume that you got to that point. That's why you're watching this video. Because value is very abundant. It's out there. I can go on Google, I can go on ChatGPT, and I can basically ask anything I want and I get an answer. I get the information out of it. That's not something that is going to define your personal brand. Your personal brand will be defined by your personal experiences, your personal insights, everything that makes it personal. And I think a common mistake is that new content creators think they have to create everything around value. Basically go on the internet, find a few information points, put them together and present them as new value. Which is, I think, not something that we should promote to do. Because all that does now is it's curating content over basically curated information, making it even more curated. There's a reason why there's only a few people at the very top in every industry, not just the personal brands, but everything that is an industry has a few players at the top. And the reason is because they're doing something right. You will never stand out if you're just the next one who is presenting something that is already out there. That's nothing exciting. It's very boring, in fact. So that is a mistake that I see a lot happening right now. It's just like this copy paste, this whole like replicating information and be like, okay, I saw this tweet and I'm now gonna create that tweet in my words and now it's kind of like original, but it's not. Like it's not. Like that is something we have to really focus on more, to not just recycle what's already out there just for the sake of recycling, but actually add a personal touch to it. That is the magic, and that is where everything starts to come together once you actually implement that. What is a different approach though? What can you do today to make you more visible and also stand out? And it's basically adding stories, experiences, literally fuck-ups, something that you got challenged with, something that is really important for your own life, something that also shaped your entire perspective on the world, something that made you realize why you need to change something. That's an insight. That's something nobody's gonna be able to take away from you. You cannot just go on the internet and ask for that. That's a story, a personal experience, something where emotional connection comes together and is being reflected, and you now have something that is so unique in a personal way. So always think about it in a way where you want to share value, but add insights to that value, because it's now something that is actually unique, it's actually personal, and people like that. They love it because it's emotional. It creates this connection, this energy between the audience and the one who is presenting something. It makes it much more approachable, and that's what you want to aim for. You want to aim for the emotion and not just for the value that is basically being taught out there. It's nothing the world needs anymore because we have it at our fingertip. I take myself as an example. Last year, I blew up on Instagram. And the reason why I blew up was not because I was somehow special or something is really different, but because I added a personal touch to my content. Yes, I also started to post much more than I used to. That's another topic, and it's very important too, because volume actually matters. However, we're not going to get into this, but you want to subscribe if you want to know more about that, because I'm pretty sure going to say something about that in the future as well. Now, I added my spice to it. I added my perspective to the content. My content was about filmmaking and cinematography and how I basically tell a story in a way where people now also want to kind of like learn from me how to present yourself similar to something that looks like straight out from a Hollywood movie. Like, it's far-fetched, but that's actually what people thought it looks like. And this was my approach. I taught people something that is already out there. Like, I don't need to tell you the basics about, you know, a camera and how it is set up and how to, you know, tell a story in a way that it's captivating. That's all something you can look up on the internet immediately right now. You don't need me for that. However, the way I told the story, the way I presented myself, and also I became very vulnerable and tried out things that initially felt very uncomfortable for me. But that's the main advantage I had, because it made me connect with the audience now. The audience will realize if you get real or if you're basically just another copy from someone else. They will understand that part, that you are not authentic. The main word here is authenticity. That's what it all comes down to. If you cannot bring that into your content, you will just be another account on the internet that nobody really cares. Now, the benefit is what we just talked about. It's the emotion. That is the benefit you want with everything you do in your content, is to kind of trigger an emotion with your audience. The audience needs to feel something. If they don't feel anything, then it's just another piece of generic content that nobody really wants to see. It's nothing that really moves the needle for you as a creator, but also for the audience. That's the reason why we watch movies, because they make us feel something. That's why we relate with the protagonist. It's like this connection we have through that story, through that journey of that main character. You know, the ups and downs, and then the resolution, and then the happy ending or no happy ending whatsoever, but it makes you feel something. It makes you feel something. And that is what I want to emphasize so much, that you should stop just copy pasting ChatGPT prompts and put them out as a list, but you should actually think about what you have experienced in your life that is so life-changing for you that this could actually be beneficial for someone else as a story, as a lesson, as something that helped you to move forward, might probably also help someone else. So to wrap it up, what is the action you need to take right now, right here? You need to implement your life. No, I'm not saying you need to share every little secret you have, but you need to become relatable. You need to become authentic. Yes, some posts will be hard to put out because it's actually something that you will be questioning and be like, why should I even tell this to the world? But I can tell you the biggest growth is in those posts, because they will determine how you are going to be received by the audience. That is what makes you basically stand out in the crowd. That is now where you can basically build on top of it and create that personal brand that is so relatable that people just want to see more from you because they trust you. And that's the next word that's so important: trust. Authenticity and trust. If you can bring that into your content, and it takes time, right? Trust is something we need to earn. It's not something that is just given to us. But if you can really focus on that and make it a bigger part of your content, then that is actually something that is going to leverage and snowball your entire brand to a new level. You will not even compete anymore with anyone else, because now it's just about you, your content, and the connection you create with your audience. So stop copying others, stop copying information. It's boring. Nobody wants to see this anymore. And make sure to share insights. I can guarantee you, if you take this one serious, this one little ingredient that is actually transformative for your brand, it will definitely change everything. And it will also change the way how you actually create content. Because now you don't have to always think about what you need to create today, because it's your life, it's your experiences. It's there on demand. You can just take that experience and write or create something around it. And then if you like and want, you can implement a bit of value that you found for yourself, also very important, and you can implement that and combine those two. And this is where the needle actually starts to move. With that being said, thank you for watching. Please feel free to share your comments, your opinions in the comments section below, because I think that's really important to just kind of like understand how everyone also kind of thinks about this. It's very always interesting for me. I want to understand the behavior and also how people just kind of like approach maybe things differently and also kind of works for them probably. So please feel free to just really share what you want in the comment section. Leave a subscription if you didn't already, because that always helps out the channel, obviously, and the like and everything else that is kind of like needed to make things grow. With that being said, stay tuned, stay creative, and I see you in the next one.